Hello everyone and welcome back. It's me, Trophy Wife, and today we're going to continue our playthrough of Corpse Factory. I can't say I know where we left off because it's been a little while because I had to schedule videos because I was on vacation. I'm not going to do video capture today because I just don't feel great. I look awful. So let's continue. I think this is where we left off. What? No. Load it. Alright. The weekend is here, and despite my desire to stay inside my apartment with the doors closed and the windows closed, I find myself at the mall shopping for a new phone charger. My current charger gave up on me in midnight, and now my phone is running dangerously low on life power. I tried plugging it into different outfits. I tried plugging it into my laptop, but nothing I did gave my device even the slightest amount of charge. I thought for sure I was a spare charger lying around, but I turned my apartment inside out trying to find it. Couldn't even find the right type in the drawer of burner phones. So either the charger has died, which is the best case scenario, or my phone has become faulty. I hope the latter is not the case because I really can't afford to purchase a new one. Getting it repaired is out of the question. I refuse to hand it over to somebody for a day or two and go without it. So I'm hedging my bets on the issue being the charger. If I can buy a new one, all my problems will be solved. This is what I tell myself as I scurry through the crowded mall, dodging left and right to avoid careless people trying to bump into me. I know there's an electronics store around here somewhere. Even a discount store will probably have a budget charger that will still fit my device. I just want to find what I'm looking for and get out of this place. As I blindly navigate the area, I think back to last night when I first noticed my phone was no longer charging. I'd been browsing through the obituary newsfeed, searching desperately for any signs of my latest victim's demise. No clues came up. There was countless new obituaries, of course. This is a big country, and people die every day, but very few matched the description of my victim. The obituaries did match the photo included, but none of them looked remotely like the twin woman. It was a dead end after dead end. I might have just accepted the fact that this was the last request will go unfulfilled. But accepting it makes me angry, very, very angry. I find myself stomping through the mall more often than simply walking. A few people glance at me, but I don't pay heed. I wanted that woman to die. I wanted her twin sister to rejoice or despair at the fate that befell her own flesh and blood. I wanted her to feel the fear of seeing her own corpse in a photo. I wanted her to feel the cold and clammy hands of death tugging at her skirt, whispering to her, inviting her to spiral down and down and down and down. To spiral down and just die. To give up, die, to a spiral down, to die. To spiral out of control. I wanted her to die. I wanted her to die. I wanted her to die. Spiral down, down, down.
Why didn't you die?
God, you're messed up.
Why didn't you die?
My head is foggy, my senses blur, my face hot, my hands cold. I repeat the mantra through gritted teeth.
Why didn't you die? Why didn't you die? Why didn't you die?
You really are messed up. I fall to my knees and scream at the top of my lungs. In the mall?
Ah! Why didn't you die?
She needs to go to a psych ward.
What the hell?
Damn, she's having a full meltdown.
Can we get a security guard down here, please? Die, 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 die,
Yeah,
die,
what is wrong with
die,
her?
die!
Is she going to kill somebody?
Mom, I'm scared. I'll kill her. I'll find her. I'll find her. I'll find her.
I taste blood in my mouth, my tongue is numb, my teeth shatter. I don't understand how you can just break down like that in public. She's been so calm and collected any other time. I'll find that twin bitch. I'll find that twin bitch. I'll find that twin bitch. I'll kill her myself. I'll kill her myself.
I'll kill her. I'll kill her.
All right. That's enough.
A strong hand pulls on my shoulder and my face hits the ground hard. My arms are restrained behind my back and all I can see is my blurry vision and the checkered, tiled floor
You're
of the
coming
mall.
with me.
My limp form is tugged forward and my head lolls to the side. I shut my eyes and let the darkness envelop me. You stupid. A stinging cold ice pack bites against my cheek, rudely awakens me from my stupor. I don't know where I am. I don't remember why I'm here. But the sudden chill springs across my face is nice, almost soothing. I realize that somebody, a tall man, is holding an ice pack to my cheek, and he motions for me to take hold of it myself. I reach a sluggish hand to grab the ice pack and continue to press it against my skin. The man walks around the chair I'm seated in and stands behind a simple wooden desk to
You
face
can
me.
imagine my surprise when I recognized you.
Huh?
Opening my mouth in an attempt to talk caused a dull ache in my jaw.
I apologize for treating you so roughly. The only reason I haven't called for the police is because I want to give you the opportunity to calm down and explain yourself.
The guy, I know him, but from where? Oh, of course. It took me some time because I'm not used to seeing this security uniform. This is Kenji Ogawa, the very same guy who lives in my apartment building, the nice guy who greets me in the stairwell, the father of sweet little Momo.
Mr. Ogawa?
Ah, so you are completely out of it.
Where am I?
This is the mall security office. You caused quite a scene, Nariko.
A scene?
You don't remember. Well, give it some time. I'm sure it'll come back to you.
I try to think hard about the circumstances that led me here. I remember something about visiting the mall to buy a phone charger, but I don't think I found the store I was looking for. Some kind of anger or fear or something, some familiar primal emotion got the better of me.
Listen, Nariko. I've always thought you were a sweet girl. And Momo looks up to you, you know. Please, tell me that you're just not feeling well. Please tell me the things you were screaming aren't true.
The things I was screaming. An image of a smiling woman flashes in my mind, a twin woman with beautiful features of lovely hair. The victim. The one who didn't die. That's right, I remember now. I lost my cool, I became overwhelmed with frustration, and she didn't die. I must have broken down and unleashed my anger here, right in the mall. Stupid, stupid, stupid. This is all because I went outside. I went somewhere I don't normally go. I usually fine about going to the office. It's familiar. The convenience store is fine too. In fact, the whole meticulously planned morning routine rarely bothers me. But the shopping mall, what was I thinking? I haven't been keeping up with the medication. Even if I was on top of it, going somewhere out of my comfort zone is always a risk. I need to start regulating my intake, taking my pill or two every other day, and when I feel like it, it's going to help me. Skipping days at a time and just popping fuel in my mouth when I need to leave the house isn't what I'm supposed to be doing. I need to follow the guidelines. I need to keep a strict schedule of when I take what. Damn it, Noriko. I'm supposed to be calm at all times. Stoic, unflinching Noriko. What the fuck am I doing?
Nariko, you still look a bit flustered. Do you want to lie down for a bit before talking to me?
No.
Okay. Well, do you want to explain what happened?
No.
I never took you for a troublemaker. Please, Nariko. I'm begging you. Don't make me call the police. You were screaming about killing somebody. You were manic. You can't just act like that in public. You scared 100 people just trying to make their way through the mall. You scared me.
I knock at the door, causes Kenji to flinch.
Ogawa, may I enter?
Yes. Please come in, Mr. Fujikawa.
The metal door separating the security room from the real world opens with a screech. A bored, intimidating man enters the small room and displaces all the air inside. I feel like I'm going to suffocate.
This her?
Yes, sir. She's calm now.
Indeed.
The man, who seems to be some sort of detective, looks me up and down with a sour
Miss,
expression.
your name?
I don't answer.
I see.
Sir, if I may, this is Nariko Kurosawa. She's an acquaintance.
Is that so? An acquaintance? Well, that speaks volumes about your personal life, Ogawa.
Sir.
Leave us be. I wish to talk to her.
Yes, Mr. Fujikawa.
Kenji bows, his grim smile cracking under fear as he exits the room. Detective, whatever he is towering over me. He pulls out a badge from inside his jacket and flashes it at me.
My name is Fujikawa. I'm a detective, an investigator, for the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department. You must understand that we take death threats very seriously in the police force.
Huh? Excuse me, but Kenji said he didn't call the police.
Kenji? Ah, Ogawa. Well, never mind what he said. I was here already in regards to another case. I happened to witness your little outburst. Ogawa was kind enough to allow me a moment to interview you personally.
Right. So, what do you want to talk about?
Listen, if I were in your shoes, I'd drop the sardonic act. I have reasonable grounds to arrest you here and now.
His voice dips with pure venom. This guy isn't joking around. I squirm a little on my seat and remove the ice pack from my face.
Now, Miss Kurosawa, would you please explain to me who you are threatening to kill?
A wave of dread washes over me as the reality of my current situation starts to sink in. If I don't fly straight and narrow here, I might be in a world of trouble. What's funny is I think if this happened in the US, nobody would blink an eye to it.
I apologize for my actions. I wasn't feeling like myself earlier. I regrettably skipped my medication recently.
Ha. The medication excuse. I'll play along. Were you hallucinating then?
No, sir. Not exactly.
I need to come up with something quickly or I'm not getting out of here anytime soon.
See, I recently had an altercation with a coworker about a guy we both like.
Detective rolls his eyes.
Go on.
I guess I was a little upset about our fight, and really, we're actually quite good friends, so I think a combination of that and missing my medication caused me to get a little too upset and say some things I don't really mean.
Mm-hmm. And how do I know you're not dangerous? Are you carrying any weapons, Miss Kurosawa?
Weapons? No, of course not.
I see. Well, you're going to have to permit me to search your belongings. You understand that I can't allow you to leave until I have established that you're not a threat, right?
Detective lunges forward and roughly grabs my handbag.
Hey!
He tears it open and rummages inside. Is somewhat relieved that I'm traveling lightly today. I even left the 2 books I'm reading at home. He finds nothing of interest in the bag, save for one thing, my phone. He taps the screen, toggles the power button, and smacks the phone against his open palm.
Is this broken?
I realize that the last drop of battery power must have finally drained. I'm probably lucky for that fact. If he had found certain things on my phone, I might be in trouble. It's not likely like I keep corpse photos on there. That's what my collection of burner phones is for. But there are certain things that would be incriminating if they fell into his hands. My noise chat log and Kyojiro, for starters. And then there are those images of Oi and Tomo and that famous singer that had her phone hacked and her private photos uploaded to the internet. Oi knows I have her photos. She's okay with it. T doesn't know about hers. That would be hard to explain. The singer, on the other hand, was a big part of the scandal a few months ago. Probably half of Japan has seen her photos. Still, I'd rather keep my personal matters completely private. I don't want this asshole looking at my affairs.
The battery is dead, sir.
Where is your charger then?
I don't have one with me.
He grunts and throws the phone at me. I barely manage to catch it with my brittle, skeletal, clumsy fingers.
Wait here. I need to make a call.
He leaves the room unceremoniously, and I hear a scraping shriek of still deadbolt lock with the formidable door behind him. I breathe out and try to calm my nerves. I look down at the phone in my hands and see a mirror image counterpart peering at me in the blank reflection. I don't look as good as I normally do. My makeup is smudged, which is strangely becoming more and more common for me. I think I've gained some weight. My gaunt face seems fuller somehow, and my prominent cheekbones are softer. The girl staring back at me, she is not wholly familiar. Is this Noriko Kurosawa? Is this corpse girl? I look like some aberration, some sickly concoction of myself in some person I don't fully recognize. I don't understand how I could have gained weight. I've been eating this. Maybe the canned coffee I consume religiously contains more calories than I realize. I need to cut down immediately. A sour taste rolls around on my tongue and I swallow it reluctantly. I feel ill at the sight of myself. The steel door swings open and Fujikawa stomps in like an angry toddler.
Well, the precinct claims you don't have a prior record, Miss Kurosawa. That's good news for you, I'm sure. But it's a fucking pain in the ass for me.
I flinch at his apparent anger and recoil slightly in my chair.
You're free to go. However, I'll remember you. Another incident like this, and I'll have you in for a psychological assessment faster than you can blink.
I can do nothing but nod as a wave of relief washes over me.
Get your things and get out of here. Oh, for the love of God, go eat something. You look like a starving child.
Fukikawa. Oh, whatever. If I'm saying it wrong, you guys know I'm sorry about it. Spins on his heels with force and once again leaves me sitting alone. I take a minute to collect my thoughts before picking up my belongings and shoving them into my handbag. As I leave the security office, I spot Kenji standing outside the door. He bows his head
Take
meekly.
care, Noriko.
Yeah.
He doesn't lift his head as I walk away. So much for stoic unflinching Noriko. Remember stoic unflinching Noriko? This is her weak of flesh and weak of will. Weak. Nothing can control her motions. Noriko can't face the world outside without the help of a peppy pink pill. She keeps calling herself that. I keep calling myself that. But I'm more than that. More than her. I'm Corpse Girl. I'm bigger than the frail body before me. Why do looks matter in the grand scheme of things? What does my ego matter? I want to be beautiful, thin, gorgeous. Kajiro called me gorgeous. It made me feel good. But that doesn't matter. None of it matters. Corpse Girl matters. She will succeed and the world will continue to spin. I need to gain weight or lose weight. I need to look like Oi, with her small frame and cute features and that bust that's too hard to look away from. I need to look like T, with her fuller figure, her obscene fashion sense, and that oddly beautiful eyes that she doesn't deserve. I need to look like Yoriko, with her bad haircut, terrible piercing, and trashy clothes. I need to look like Mother, who is just like me and Yoriko combined, but with vacant eyes that used to be sparkling and clear, but now just a gaze over whenever you try to talk to her. I need to look like Noriko, with her dark hair and her intense gaze and her healthy, unacceptable frame. I don't need to look like the skeleton, this living corpse. I don't need to look like this physical embodiment of hunger and longing and lust and fear and stress and anxiety and uncertainty and ambition and exhaustion.
Fuck you.
I curse at the mirror and spit at my own reflection.
Fuck you!
I clench my fists until my nails dig into and tear pieces of my flesh, letting blood trickle down my knuckles and drip down onto
I
the
don't
carpet.
want to be you! I'm better than you! I'm better than you! I'm better than you!
But I am you. I am Corpse Girl. It's what I always wanted. It's a sense of belonging that I always sought. It's the feeling of home that I reclaimed after home was lost. After Mother moved and Yoriko got put on ice, and after I found the apartment that felt so strange at first. This is who I am.
I love your hair. Your eyes. I love you. Don't ever leave me. Don't leave.
I raised 2 fingers to my mouth and kissed them gently, then pressed them against the mirror.
I love you. Don't ever change.
So weird. And unnerving. June 7th, Sunday morning. To my absolute delight, I woke up this morning feeling really refreshed. I was worried about my temporary incarceration at the mall would continue to stress me out today. Thankfully, my fears were unfounded. I spent the early morning cleaning my room. I had to use some elbow grease to get a few specks of blood out of the carpet and to clean a bit of lipstick off my mirror. I even took my medication with a tall glass of water, and I didn't skip the pill I don't like this time. It will be some time before I feel stable, maybe even a few weeks, but the fact that I'm already taking steps forward has done wonders for my mood. Today's a day to stay inside and work on me. I can't have another incident like yesterday. I can't break down in public and put myself at risk. I can't break down at home again and feed on my insecurities and anxieties. I need to be strong for Corpse Girl, for me. With my room now clean, I decide to spend a little time tidying up the rest of my apartment. As I work, I make myself a new mental checklist of commitments, Noriko's promise list, if you will. Commitment number 1, I'm not going to lose my shit if my victim doesn't meet their demise. Just because that twin woman didn't kill herself doesn't mean I'm a failure. I have 3 successes before her, and I'll have many more. I need to try harder, work harder, refine my methods, and keep moving forward. And I'm not at a dead end yet. I have a trick up my sleeve. After all, Kajori's connection to the morgue may very well be the ace I need to win. Commitment number 2, I'm going to improve myself. I won't say that I'll fix myself. I'm not broken, not yet. I'm going to improve. I'll keep up with the medication, I'll keep up with my social life. That means keeping in touch with the few friends I have, Oi, Shinya, and even T. I'm going to eat a little more, not much more because I want to stay slim, but enough to give me more energy, more motivation. I don't want to be weak anymore. Commitment number 3, the last one. I'm going to get over Oi. I love her. I loved her since high school. In those days, she always stood by me. My insecurities, anxieties, never pushed her away. She knew I was going through what I still go through, and she could relate to me. She has her own compulsions and anxieties to deal with, so I can't lean on her like I used to. Instead, it's my turn to help her out. But I will move on from obsessing over her. She isn't ready for a relationship, and she explained all the reasons why when she rejected me so long ago. Clinging to the hope that one day we'll be together isn't good for my current state. I need to be moved on. Moving forward, I need to let her go. She is and always will be my dearest friend. I'll always love her, but I will let her remain as simple my friend, and I'll find someone else to call a lover. My last commitment really makes me feel like a weight has been lifted off my chest. Instead of obsessing over Oi, spending countless nights lying in bed looking at her photos, thinking about her at odd hours of the day, instead of all that, I'll be able to move on. Even if it takes some time, I'll find someone who wants to be with me. There are plenty of fish in the sea. I can't say that anyone in particular I have my eyes on just yet. My social circle is pretty limited after all. Shinya is a guy I'm simply not interested in. There's no spark there and never will be. T is irritating as I find her is oddly alluring to me. I don't like her clothes or makeup or the whole aesthetic she has built for herself, but some part of me would kill to spend a passionate night with her. Then there's Kajori, that weird, awkward, strange alien creature that I can't wrap my head around. He said I'm gorgeous. He really said that. But he's too weird. I feel like he's the kind of guy that would stalk you and stab you if you ever broke up with him. For now, I can't think of anyone I would seriously pursue, but I'll give it some time. Have all the time in the world. I find myself smiling as I finish tidying up the apartment. Having a nice, clean place to live really does help lift the spirits. Unfortunately, I still haven't managed to get rid of the lingering scent of mold that always wafts around. It's a musty odor, and it seems to be ingrained in the very walls of the apartment building for at least as long as I've lived here. I know I'm not coming from my apartment because it's pretty easy to smell from downstairs too, and as far as I can tell, my place is completely mold-free. I might be the best at cleaning, but nothing else. I keep disgusting mold out of my home. Still, the occasional odor aside, my place is clean and cozy. I lay on the couch and stretch my legs, letting my taut muscles stiffen and then relax. The day is still early, and it feels good that all my chores are already complete. The icing on the cake is Fat Quartz Girl has 2 new requests sitting patiently in her inbox. I logged in earlier and saw them, but decided to sort out my cleaning first. Now I can reward myself by spending the rest of the day working on the new request. I can hardly contain my excitement as the prospect. 2 requests to work on is better than I could hope for, and I'm sure at least one of these new victims will fall. My positive attitude will go a long way to ensure my success this time. Unable to restrain myself anymore, I snatch my laptop from its charging point next to the couch. Flip open the lid, glance at the photos, and download earlier. My 2 new victims, fresh blood. My first is an older male, maybe in his 50s, typical business type. He's might as well be a clone of every other nondescript man you see on the subway, the supermarket, or TV. If I had to guess, I'd take a leap and say his miserable wife wants him out of the picture. Maybe she's unhappy with the finances, or she's having an affair and she's just tired of the clone face, his clone personality. Regardless, someone wants this unremarkable man removed from the face of this unremarkable world. The second victim is much, much more interesting. 2 things strike me as noteworthy about the photo. First, the cleavage, of course. Secondly, the image is a photograph of a photograph. Somebody has snapped a picture of an actual physical photo and uploaded it to the site. The photograph is in good condition, as though its owner values it above all else. A signature is scribbled across in white ink. It's an autograph photo of someone who is perhaps moderately famous. I don't recognize the woman in question, and the signature is much of a mess that I can't make out a single kanji in her name. Regardless, I'm willing to bet that a disgruntled fan is requesting her death. If she's an idol or a singer or an actor, it wouldn't be unheard of for something like this to happen. A fanboy gets to meet her a few times and shake hands at events. Whatever he asks her out, she politely declines, and then the assumption begins: if the fanboy can't have her, no one can. Kill her, kill her. Well, that's the theory. I slowly pieced together, examined some of the finer details of the photo. The reason behind the request doesn't matter. They never matter. I'll kill them all the same. I'm going to work on the woman's photo first. I'll timestamp the photo for tomorrow's date and send it to her this afternoon. That should give her about 24 hours to give up on life and light herself on fire. Maybe I'll do some same with the businessman. I'll give him a timestamp for 24 hours and then send the photo. It'll be kind of fun to schedule 2 deaths to occur around the same time. It will make tomorrow a very exciting day. Sorry, guys. With my goal set, I load up the database and descend and get to work. Deceased, sorry. June 8, Monday evening. I'd rather proud of myself today. During my morning routine, I made sure to take my medication in the correct doses, and I even washed it down with water. I didn't even interfere with my strict schedule. I still managed to catch the usual train. I got to the convenience store at usual time. I arrived at the office without a hitch. If I can keep up with the dedication and commitment to improve myself, I know I'll be stronger than ever, strong enough to fulfill Corpse Girl's ambitions. I greeted both Shinya and Tomo T when I came into the office and even made a small talk for a few minutes. Since the day has nearly ended now, I'm going to make an effort to chat with them again before heading home. Being social will help me get through this, and that's what Oi used to tell me anyway, at least before she stopped being social herself. It's about 5:45 p.m., and although both of my latest victims should have killed themselves by now, I don't feel the need to obsessively check for their obituaries. I have a news alert set on my phone, of course. If it uncovers anything, I'll be notified. But even if it doesn't, I won't stress out. I'm playing it cool, stoic, unflinching Noriko. The drone in the office always reaches its nadir? I don't know that word. At this time in the evening. It's actually quite pleasant being able to sit in a quiet environment and feel the soft breeze of the air conditioner against my skin. I like to take this time to slowly pack away my things and get ready for the journey ahead. As I take off my headphones and stretch my arms, T approaches me with a spring in her step.
Yo, what up, slut?
About a week ago, I would have taken T's greeting as an insult. Now that I know her a little better, I can tell she's actually just being affectionate. Despite any differences we might have once had, she really seems to have warmed up to me lately.
Hello. How did your day go?
Same old. What about you?
It went well, thanks.
Good to hear. Shinya and I are supposed to go out tonight, but
What's wrong?
hasn't he seemed, kinda off today? He can barely look me in the eye.
Really? I spoke to him this morning. He seemed okay.
You don't reckon he's seen another woman, do you?
Huh? Another woman?
Some fragment of memory, some glimpse of murky recollection, blurs for the quarter of mind just out of reach. Shinya and another woman. Something is on the tip of my tongue, but I can't quite formulate my
Shinya isn't the
thoughts.
type to cheat, though, so I don't know.
Cheating? No, Shinya wouldn't do that. He was so nervous when he spoke to me about pressured into sex. Oh. That's it. The memory that has flittered around the edges of my consciousness has come to the light. Shinya spoke to me hypothetically about being pressured into sex. He said T wasn't the one pressuring him, so who was he talking about? Is there something I should talk to T about? If Shinya really is having a hard time and acting differently around T, then the relationship could really be in trouble. It's probably the boss. That's the one I can think of. But is it even my place to say anything? Shinya spoke to me in confidence. He's my friend, but T is also my friend. She seems genuinely worried about him. I take a deep breath. This is just office drama like usual. Noriko would normally just reject it all and ignore these people. She wouldn't give it a second thought, but that's unhealthy and just scared, weak Noriko. I don't want to be that girl anymore. I can be more than that. I'm improving day by day, and part of that improvement involves being more social. It's good for me, right? Shinya and T are my friends. People want their friends to be happy. So that's normal, right? I think so, therefore I want them to be happy together. I swallow hard and speak my mind.
Tomoe, I think that Shinya may be involved with another woman.
What? Are you serious?
Listen though, it's not exactly how it sounds. He came to me a little while ago and asked what to do if someone pressured him into sex. I know that you're not the one he was referring to, so I think he may be in trouble. I think someone else might be forcing him to do something he doesn't want to do.
What the fuck? He spoke to you about it, but not me?
Tomoe, he seemed really depressed about it. I think he wanted to resolve the situation without having to worry you.
Yeah, I get what you mean, but who the hell is trying to seduce him?
I'm afraid I have no clue about that. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. Thanks for telling me this anyway. Now at least I know something's up with him. I'm gonna speak to him. I'll make him cough up what's what.
Are you sure that's the best thing to do?
Yeah, cause I'll let him know that I'll take care of everything. If some bitch is putting the moves on my Shinya, I'll smack him into the ground.
Of course. I don't know why I ever doubted you.
T grins despite her obvious frustration and gives me a thumbs up.
Thanks, Skank. I'll keep you updated.
Okay. Good luck.
She spins on her heel and leaves me behind. I think I did the right thing. Surely T will get to the bottom of the situation. I watch as she wanders over to Shinya's desk. They exchange a few words and I can't hear from my position. T then leaves and Shinya sluggishly lowers his head to rest against his desk. Now that T has left the office, only a handful of stragglers remain on the floor, myself and Shinya included. I find myself watching Shinya for a few more minutes. He doesn't seem to notice that my gaze is locked on him. A few more of my co-workers take their leave and an eerie quiet descends over the empty office. I remain in my chair, staring intently at Shinya's distraught face. We're the only ones still here. He doesn't show any signs of moving. It's kind of unnerving to see him like this. It's not like he's the peppiest or most energetic person I've seen, but to see him so drained and motionless, it makes me feel uncomfortable. I owe it to the newest convictions to go and talk to Shinya. More than that, I owe it to him. I find myself striding towards his desk before my mind even registers I'm moving.
Hey.
I'm slightly startled when he immediately looks at me. The sudden movement is reminiscent of a corpse springing to life in a B-grade zombie movie.
Noriko!
Not feeling well?
Not really. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be here if I'm unwell. I didn't mean to worry you.
Don't sweat it.
I'll, take my leave then.
If he leaves now, I won't feel like I've done anything to help him. As awkward as it feels to pry into someone's personal affairs, I need to dig deeper if I'm going to try to help him feel better. But what should I even say? Oh, tell me what's wrong. Are you having trouble with T? Tell me what's wrong. I don't expect my blunt words to get through to him. I don't expect anything, really. I'm not used to confronting people about their shit they're facing in their personal lives. I'm usually content to simply sit on the sidelines and watch.
No need to worry. I'll be okay.
He tries to smile, but his composure cracks under the weight of his blatant lie. I quickly try to piece together what I know about his current situation. Based on the slivers of information I've been drip-fed, I'm certain that someone has been sexually assaulting him. At the very least, someone has been trying to force him into doing something he doesn't want to do. I don't know who the person could be. It could be someone from the office. It could be someone from his private life. I'm confident that it's not T. Shinya isn't the kind of person to ever stand up for himself, and he's probably not the type of person to speak up when he's feeling down. But his recent composure reveals volumes about how he's truly feeling. Whatever the situation is, it's painfully obvious that Shinya is a victim. Whatever is happening in his life, not his fault, and he's too proud or stoic or embarrassed to seek help, even from his own girlfriend. If I don't put one foot forward and cut into the chase, chances are Shinya will never build up the courage to ask for help before it's too late.
Someone is sexually assaulting you, right?
He doesn't say anything, he doesn't even flinch, which I have to give him credit for. This is a guy who couldn't keep from blushing the last time the word sex was mentioned around him. His calm response and even calmer demeanor divulges his inner turmoil.
I see.
I don't know what to say next. I see. Probably wasn't the best starting point, but I truly at a loss for words. His confession so readily and expected more resistance.
Can you tell me who it is?
I can't tell anyone. Not you. Not Tomoe. I can't even tell my father, and he's a detective. A powerful authority figure. There's nothing I can do. I'm trapped.
Trapped. It's a feeling I am too familiar with. It's a feeling shared by countless victims. Not that Shinya and I have ever gone through the same trauma. A part of me can't help but wonder if the feeling of helplessness is what flashes through the mind of my own victims. Actually, I don't have to wonder. I know it to be true. The realization makes me feel simultaneously queasy and satisfied.
What will happen if you tell someone?
I don't know. If the truth comes out, I could lose my job. I could lose Tomoe.
His job. Then it's somebody up for with work. Somebody at the very office has been taking advantage of Shinya.
Somebody here then.
I speak my thoughts aloud and he looks directly at me.
You're worried you'll lose your job if you come forward. It's obvious. Sorry. I'm not trying to sound rude. If this person found out you came forward, you'd lose your job. Then it's someone in power. A manager. An exec.
Just like I thought.
And that's why you can't tell me.
That's right.
I nod. I can see the predicament.
So, you don't have to say another word to me.
Huh?
It wouldn't be your fault if I stumbled upon someone assaulting you. It wouldn't be your fault if I was around to witness it.
Noriko.
A gleam of resolution sparkles deep within Shinya's cloudy eyes. It is almost as if he has come up with a brilliant scheme, a scheme that is not so subtly planted within his mind. Shinya takes a deep breath before collecting his bags.
I'm taking the elevator up to the executive offices. Please don't follow me.
With that, he gently pushes past me and makes a beeline for the elevator. As the door closes behind him and a familiar thrum of the elevator pans out around me, I stand close and close my eyes. I count to 100 in my head, giving Shinya a generous head start. The sun dips behind the office tower in the distance while my eyes are closed. When I finally stop counting, I open my eyes in the dark and empty office. With a deep breath, I walk to the terraces of Shinya's footsteps toward the elevator. I've never been to this level of the building before. What reason should I have to visit the executive offices? When execs have business with junior staff, they descend from their lofty perch and grace us with their presence on the 14th floor.
I'm surprised you came to see me again.
I know exactly who it is. A woman's voice from nearby catches my attention. It's a hushed yet aggressive tone, like the whisper of venomous surf.
Are you finally going to let me have my way?
I creep out of the elevator, hoping against hope that the ding of the elevator arrival wasn't noticed by the owner of unidentified voice.
Stop it!
That was Shinya's voice. I creep around the corner, catch a glimpse of two bodies at the nearby desk.
Come on now. I'm tired of playing games with you. You want to please me, don't you? I'm your superior, after all. How can you expect to get ahead in this company without sucking up to your superiors?
Ugh. Kotomi Ida, the executive of Shinju's career in her hands. The very same woman who blamed Shinya for the mishap with hiring Oi. So the whole situation was more in depth than I originally thought. I was never about Oi. It was about holding power over Shinya.
Miss Ida, please, I just came here to...
Oh, sure, I don't want to hear it. Take your shirt off.
I
swallow hard. I know that Shinya was in trouble, but I didn't expect things to escalate this quickly. I don't have time to think rationally. I stride forward rather loudly and purposefully bump into the desk, sending a plotted plant tumbling to the carpet floor with a dull thwomp. Kotomi's neck pivots at full speed and she turns to face me. Her eyes narrow into hateful slits as she withdraws from Shinya. Within seconds, Kotomi has abandoned Shinya and drawn close to me.
Kurosawa, what in hell's name do you think you're doing here? This level is for executives only. I should have you thrown out of here by security.
Fujikawa isn't an executive either, Miss Ida. And he looks quite at home here.
Shinya stands in the background, shyly timid, tidying his shirt. Kotawa's eyes somehow narrow even further, to the point where I'm certain she can't possibly see anything.
Fujikawa's business here is none of your concern, Kurosawa. Leave. Now, or I'll have you forcefully removed.
I fold my arms over my chest and dig my heels into the ground. I'm not one for confrontation. I'm not one for to hold my ground against a powerful adversary, and yet this vivid image of T has bloomed in my mind. T so strong-willed and head over heels in love with Shinya. T who would do anything to protect the guy she adores. In T's absence, it falls to me to protect Shinya.
Fuck off, you filthy skank.
I can't believe the foul words that tumble out of my mouth. Apparently, Katomi can't believe it either because her eyes finally widen, her jaw drops. She looks like a stupid idiot. Somehow, T's indomitable spirit seems to have inhabited my body. My words echo her own. That, or I've just managed to find a temporary burst of courage.
What did you say to me?
You heard me loud and clear. Back off from Shinya. If I catch word that you're harassing him, I'll have you in a legal headlock quicker than you can blink.
You don't even know what you're talking about.
Trust me, I know enough to bury a dirty slut like you.
Katami grits her teeth with a vein protrudes from her forehead. Without another word, she simply pushes past me. Her shoulder slams into mine, but by some minor miracle, I manage to hold my ground. I hear her footsteps fade away as she leaves the floor. I exhale sharply and a wave of dizziness suddenly washes over me.
Noriko, that was amazing!
I nod and sway a little and take a deep breath and rebalance myself.
Happy to be of assistance.
I can tell Shinya doesn't know what to do next. He looks like he wants to hug me, but given the gravity of the recent situation, we both silently decide that's not the best idea. Instead, he settles for patting my shoulder with his hands.
Thank you, Noriko. Thank you so much. I don't know where you get your courage. Perhaps I could stand to learn a thing or two from you.
Don't sweat it.
I'm going to go home for now. I hope that's okay.
Of course. Go get some rest.
Shinya smiles for the first time in a while and he releases his hand from my shoulder. After he's gone, I collapse into the nearby chair and listen to the frenzied sound of blood pounding through my veins. Steam and suds fill my vision as a pleasant torrent of hot water sprays across my body. The tiles on the shower wall are polished to a near pearly sheen, so much so that I can see my own hulking and beautiful ugly reflection in them. The shadow in the reflection has dark matted hair in the eyes. I don't know if she can see me like I see her. I wipe my hair from my eyes and stare into space, trying to shake the abstract thoughts from my mind. It isn't until my phone springs to life from the bathroom countertop that my thoughts return to the present. I startle at the noise. I peer through the shower's glass door, and it's impossible to make out the name flashing on the phone screen thanks to the steam that has fogged up the glass. Oi is the only person who regularly calls me, so it could be her ringing. Or it could be a spam caller trying to sell me something I really don't need. But I may have caved in and buy it anyway, because it's a nice feeling that someone thought to call me. I open the shower door, tiptoe out my wet and dripping body, causing pools of water to form on the bathroom floor. A deft hand snatches my phone and I clutch it to my chest as I retreat back into the shower. The water never stopped running and it greets me with a warm welcome as it basks in it once more. My phone is fairly new model, so it's conveniently waterproof. I take advantage of this feature occasionally. It's nice to be able to submerge myself in water and browse the web to truly escape my own thoughts. Heavy droplets smack against the phone and dribble down, but my eyes ignore them as they scan the screen. The incoming voice is a voice chat request from noise user Kajiro is calling me. I answer the call.
Noriko?
Hey.
Hi. Good time?
Sure.
Mad. Wanted to tell you something. I saw a post on... This call has static.
Sorry, it's just the shower running.
Oh, in the shower?
Yeah?
Huh. Okay. Well, sorry. Awkward now.
Really, it's fine. What did you want to tell me?
Okay. Saw a new post on Noise Chan today. Posted this afternoon. Might interest you.
The message board Noise Channel is often affectionately referred to as Noise Chan by certain frequent users. I'm not really surprised that Kajori is the type to call it
What
that.
was the post about?
Well, someone wrote this. I quote, "Hey, so today I got a strange score photo from a number I don't have in my contacts." Continuing, "Not sure what the deal is. It was gross though. Wondering if any hackers can trace the number or something?" End quote.
A strange gore photo from a number I don't have in my contacts.
Sounds like Corpse Girl has struck again.
Right? Thought the same thing.
I wonder who wrote the post. Kajori mentions the post was written today, and the original poster wrote that they received a photo today. That means it can only be two people, either my latest victims, the carbon copy businessman, or the attractive semi-famous singer, idol, actor, whatever woman.
So, who wrote this post anyway?
Don't know. Anonymous.
Of course, it was a stupid question. No one would attach their name to such a strange
Was hoping
post.
you could tell me.
How would I know?
Well, you're Corpse Girl, right?
This again, Kajori just doesn't let it slide. Why does he suspect me now? Why did I do this time?
It's okay. We can discuss later. Oh yeah, the original post has a reply.
It does?
I'll read it too. Quote, "You got this too? Was the gore photo a picture of yourself? I'm worried. Received a similar pic from the same number. Continuing, thinking about contacting the police. Not sure if I'm overreacting." End quote.
So the first post received a reply. Interesting, very interesting. Both posters talk about receiving a photo. They can only mean that one of them is boring businessman and one of them is semi-famous woman. However, the fact that they're both taking the discussion online instead of just slitting their own throats is rather troubling. Were the photos not convincing enough to make them kill themselves, or did not enticing enough to summon another entity to snuff out their souls? Was the attempt just a repeat of the failure I had with the twin?
Anyway, enjoy your shower. Let's talk tomorrow, Corpse Girl.
Before I can interject, Kajori ends the call. Shit, he's once again assuming that my true identity. He's assuming correctly, but that's beside the point. Well, maybe it doesn't matter too much. Maybe this will actually save me some time and effort. If he's already knows I'm Corpse Girl, it would be easy to strike a deal with him in exchange for access to a fresh supply of cadavers. That is, if I decide to walk that path and take this game to the next level. Thinking it through, I may very well have to go ahead and do that. My last 3 victims have not ended their lives as I planned. My success rate is very, very low. That's a depressing fact, and one that old Nakori would probably have thrown a tantrum over, but not me, not new and improved Nakori. I turn off the running water and step out of the shower. A shiver scuttles down my spine like a spider as the cold, damp air clings to my naked form. Throwing my phone into the bathroom counter, I reach for the towel and wrap it around my corrupted, immaculated body. The thick flap of my skeletal arms jiggle as I dry myself off. When I'm satisfied with the fleshy and cadaverous body is completely dry, I grab a second towel and wrap it around my hair. A cursory glance in the mirror and I leave the bathroom revealed my gaunt face and prominent cheeks. I get the feeling that even though I've been gaining weight, I am thinning out more and more. Although my body isn't perfect, I'm still in love with my eyes. I wouldn't change a thing about them. While my frame simultaneously grows plumper and slimmer, I hope my eyes will always stay the same. I flick off the bathroom light as I exit, entering my bedroom. I sit down on the bed with a towel around my body and another one around my hair. My laptop is lying next to the sheets and I pull it towards me. Few clever keywords in the search engine quickly leads me to the post on Noise Channel that Kajori just informed me about. Sure enough, he was telling the truth. The original poster submitted this just today, and the follow-up reply was submitted shortly after. I skimmed through the text to see if there are any clues about either poster's identities. However, nothing really stands out. I'll retain my assumptions that the 2 latest victims created these posts. I spent a little time applying various moisturizer creams to my skin before getting dressed in my bedwear. I'm feeling pretty relaxed by the time I finish. Perhaps I'll spend the rest of the evening reading a book in bed. Or I could try and plan out the next move with Kajori. Should I come forward, claiming my identity and requesting access to his morgue, it's a big step. This seems to be the time for me to take a bold move. I can't keep working on requests that are doomed to fail. I need to start succeeding for me for Corpse Girl. I put my laptop onto me once again and begin to brainstorm my plan. Alright guys, I'm going to end this video here. I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!